you doing? nascarvern here. You know, I told you the other day that I try to get a picture of my rigs. You know, Peterbilts and Macs that I've driven these years. And all those pictures are at my first wife's place. So I went over there today to see if I could recover them. You know, she met me, well, let me put it this way, it was not a romantic reunion at all. You know, she met me with two pit bulls at the chain link fence, and like, you know, she was looking from the house saying, "What the hell do you want here? Get out of here. I'm calling the cops again." I'm like, "Don't call no cops. I'll drive my rig right through this chain link fence over your dogs and right through your mobile home. You know, there won't be a trace of nothing, just tire tracks." She know I'll do it. She knows me. You know, she knew me for almost 3 years. You know, long enough to know that I'm capable of anything, and I'll do it. I mean, you know, don't pin all this on me. And that's, I want to give you that. Don't act like I'm not I'm the victim here. I mean, she used to beat me. She really did. I mean, she was a very large woman. She was a plus size wife. And, you know, when we used to do it, I couldn't be on top of her. I would roll off. I would really roll off. It was like an acrobatic act to do it with her on top. You know, it's like being on top of old Smokey. You know, you're gonna fall off left, right. You can fall over her head. You can just slip down. You know, it was a complete. So we would do it, you know, with me on the bottom, and that was also tricky because I would almost suffocate at times. You know, depending on what position she was in, and it was very trying. And I also had some pelvic injury as a result of the weight, just bearing that load. You know, there was once a guy, I was at a rest stop, and he was a structural engineer, and I was telling him about this. You believe this? You know, here we are, we're pissing in the men's room, and I'm telling him about this. He's a structural engineer. He had this little tag on. You know, it's like Bill Wilson, structural engineer. Like, do you know about weight? You know, load-bearing walls and stuff. He goes, "Yeah, that's my bread and butter." So I'm like, "Well, let me tell you something. I have a question. You know, because my pelvis was hurting for a long time, and I was like, you know, if you got a 350-pound woman on top of you, you know, in that position, you know, could that do damage?" And he's like, you know, did some calculations on the wall with his pen, and you know, he came up with some numbers that proved my point, that, you know, you can sustain some serious damage if you're doing that position, woman on top, and she's a plus size woman. So that's a little little warning to the wise. You know, I mean, around here, you know, most men are like they're like cigarette size, and most women are like, you know, double jumbo whopper all you can eat size. And there's a lot of people getting injured in the bedroom, and no one talks about it. You know, they talk about they can't get it up kind of thing, but they don't know why they can't get it up, because, you know, they've been basically, you know, pulverized, you know, by that kind of load. Anyway, so I'm like, you know, I just wanted them pictures of my truck. And here I am at my truck, you know, and she's like, "What?" And I said, "You got my pictures of my trucks." And she's like, "What? I can't hear you. Turn off the motor." I said, "I ain't turned off the motor. I know what you're going to do, you know." The minute I do that, she'll come out with something, and she'll start beating on, you know, ruin the paint job. So I want to keep everything, blah, 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 you know, to keep the engine running. So I get out, you know, I go, I say, "You get them dogs out of here." You know, I ain't going up. So she calls them off. You know, they were like, they're ready to eat me. You know, I'm the one who brought, you know, I mean, the whole thing is crazy, because I'm the one who found them dogs, who brought them bitches to that bitch. Excuse my language. but you know, female dog is a bitch, and that's correct. Uh, so I'm the one who got these dogs for the woman, and here they go turning on me because she got them to her. She turned them around to her side. You know, she tells them her side of the story, and they don't hear my side of the story. So they're completely against me, and then, they'd rip me from head to toe if they could, but I would take them out first. Do not believe for 1 minute that I would let those dogs hurt me. No way. They're going down, and if she starts going after me, she's going down too. You know. So she calls off the dogs. I go in there. I'm like, give me the photographs of my trucks that you have. And she had no idea where they were. Her place is a complete pigsty. You know, we're going in there. It's like, man, did the tornado hit this home last week too? You know, because there was a tornado that was in the area. And she's like, ha ha ha, you're still funny, aren't you? And you know, you want me to kick your ass out of here? Just give me the pictures and shut up, woman. So, you know, she's like, so she told us, and tell me about my son, Ori. Now, you know, I completely forgot about the picture. As soon as she mentioned Ori is like 16 years old, and he's you know, he's a very headstrong boy like his father. That's me, I think. And he basically stole Mr. Key's tractor last night. You know, he was working for Mr. Key's. And, you know, if he had asked Mr. Keys, you know, could he borrow the tractor, you know, Mr. Keys would have said yeah. But he didn't ask him. And at 3 a.m. he went to the barn, took the tractor. It was a Massey Ferguson. And he went off with it. Now, the problem is, you know, if he had told Mr. Keys the next morning after you had left the Massey Ferguson somewhere, I'm sorry I did this, sir, and you know, I will do whatever necessary to make it up to you. Mr. Keys would have said that's all right. But he's a Bible-thumping Baptist. And Ori had had a few beers, and he had left a beer behind in the Massey Ferguson. So that was like, you know, he was convicted right there. And Mr. Keys said, no, I am calling the law. So now Ori is in prison, you know, and there's bail, and I don't have the money for the bail, and you know, his mother should be the one, don't you think, you know, bailing him out. If I had known about it, if he had been with my place, I would have said no, you know, or you stay in jail, you learn a lesson. So, you know, we were arguing about Ori, you know, basically, you know, I didn't know what to do, I just left. It was a no-win situation. So I still don't got those pictures. I'm gonna get them. I'm thinking of going there. I know when she works, and I know how to get in there. And as long as the dogs, I can deal with the dogs, I will get those pictures, and I will show you, just as I promised, my rigs, and you will see what I've been driving. I think you'll like it. All right. That's enough out of me for now. I'm going to shut down my engines. I'm going to cool my carburetor with some cores. And I'm going to return to my television and my favorite show, the NASCAR show. So, God bless you. And go to church and be a good Christian. And I will see you next time. Again, I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you don't do it, you're in for some hurting. So, just take my word for it. Do it. Do the right thing. And praise the Lord God. See you next time. Take care.